You need truth and life. Here is the Brother Leon Show. You better recognize.
What's going on, listeners? This is your boy, Brother Leon, and we are back again on this work truck. Oh my God, Work Truck Chronicles. I'm telling you, it was hard coming into work today. And the reason why it was hard coming into work today is because here it is. I thought that we were going to be done with this whole murder of black men caught on tape, caught on film. And the crazy part is, man, it's like every time we try to get out, they pull us right back in. And that is what it feels like. And the crazy part about it is that it's so many people that do not understand what it's like to be black in America. I'm telling you, in order for us to stay woke, it's almost as if you have to have anger with you all the time. Because the thing about racism and white supremacy is that it is interwoven into the fabric of our nation. And the one thing that I want you guys to realize and understand is that it's so American, it's like apple pie. It's like baseball. And then when you begin to protest it, and then you begin to talk about it, then nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to look at the history. Nobody definitely wants to look at the restoration and the recompense that needs to happen to the communities that are affected by it. Nobody wants to talk about it. But yet the crazy part is that when it comes to other communities, there is recompense. There is restoration. There is reparations. But like I said on the podcast last night, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was venting. I was angry, and you heard that. Because at this point right now, I'm like, what else? What more? I'm serious. What more do you see? What more? I'm serious. What more do you need to see? What more does the American public need to see that this is a problem? Because if you look at the film, if you look at the details, here it is. This man is walking to his vehicle, disregarding the police. You can even say resisting the police. And he gets ready to get into his car. The cop grabs his shirt and then lets off. Point blank range. And the crazy part about it is that you say we don't have a right to riot when you see point blank range. What the hell was the Boston Tea Party? What happened when Joe Paterno got fired? But yet the crazy part about it is that we always hear the talk of, oh yeah, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. That is what we are getting from our president. I'm thankful for him, because the one thing that I am thankful about is that if it wasn't for him, all this hidden racism would still be hidden. But the one thing that I love is that he's bringing it out. Yes, he's the most pro-black president ever, because he is helping blacks see who is the Judases among us. He is helping black people to see in the black community to understand that the Republican Party is not the Republican Party of history. It's not the same party that freed the slaves. But I will tell you this, it's the party that will give acceptance. It will empower black privilege, and then you take and give your loyalty to them, just like the Democrats. You give your loyalty to them, and either two things are going to happen. Either you're going to attack the black community, or you're going to stay silent on the atrocities that are happening within the black community. Because the crazy part about it is that they use black people and use black privilege to attack the black community, to make them feel as though all your problems are because of you. And they give you the whole myth of black on black crime. Black on black crime is a myth. And to hear anybody say that, crime is about proximity. And you're not going to hear these daggone prosecutors say that. You're not going to hear some of these talking police that are on TV say that. Because the crazy part about it is that everything that is happening on the streets is SOP in those handbooks. Because the crazy part about it is this, is that they got it from a senior who was there in the struggle in the civil rights era. And they were doing any kind of tactics to maintain law and order. Because they bought into the whole notion, we got to police these niggas like this. They don't need no damn justice. They need a knee in the back. They need a bully club. They need to be hung from trees. They're animals. That's what they think about us. And the crazy part about it, nobody wants to accept the fact. And then they come with this whole message of peace. They come with the whole message of he should have been compliant. We need to be better. You want us to be better, you do better. And I love, oh my God, I love what Tamika Mallory said. We learned it from you. And the crazy part is that, you know, you get upset and talk about peace when we grab guns. How this shouldn't be. And the crazy thing is that this thing about us being gunned down in the streets by those who are paid by our taxes, those who are called to protect and serve. So you're telling me that my taxes basically gave you the right to execute me. You're telling me that my taxes that I pay to my community, state and federal, are the same taxes that are used to hire the police that kill me. And the crazy part is that it's getting like, if you disrespect me or you talk back to me, then I have every right to kill you. And the excuses, I was in fear for my life. And I'm going to just say this. Y'all better go ahead with that bullshit about Blue Lives Matter. Because at this point right now, that's a job. You chose that. We were born black. You weren't born with a badge. You chose that badge. And you're loyal to the badge due to the fact that it is giving you a level of acceptance. It has opened doors for you. And you are more loyal to the badge than you are to justice. And that's the God knows truth. So I don't want to hear the excuses of it was a justified killing. I don't want to hear that. When you see a cop grabbing a guy by his shirt and still letting off, that's justified. When you kick in the wrong door and shoot a woman, that's justified. That's not a mistake that you feel as though that you shouldn't have to pay for with your pension. And the crazy part about it is that they're being covered by the FOP in whatever state they live in. They got people covering them because, like I told you, they're not going to do anything against police because they are the first boots on the ground when it comes to investigations. And all this about is making sure that we have the numbers, because eventually I'm going to want to run for a higher office than prosecutor. So I'm not going to fuck up with the guys, you know, that I need. I'm not going to go against the FOP. And that's what you see. How is it that you can investigate yourself when it's one of your guys that does it? I don't get that. I'm serious. There needs to be independent investigations brought on the federal level, because I thoroughly believe that this man's rights, civil rights, were violated. And the crazy thing is that there's a lot of people that don't want you to see the reality of what is happening with the censorship in media. That's the God knows truth. So don't be surprised when you can't even find the video, because it's an election year. And the crazy thing is that when you have something like this, it goes to the old adage, maybe we do need to defund the police. And I'm not talking about take away all their guns. I'm talking about the type of shit that happens with this. There needs to be accountability. They don't need daggone tanks. And this whole thing about knocking on the wrong door, busting in the wrong door because you got the wrong intelligence, something needs to happen with that. Because if we don't do something now, it's going to continue to happen. And the crazy part about it, oh well, somebody fucked up, wasn't me. Who needs to answer for that? Everybody is at fault. From the time you walked on that daggone step or walked in that hallway to the time that you bust in that door, everybody's at fault. But you hear people, oh, you don't know the job. You know what? The one thing I do know this, I know the people that have been on the other side of it. And I was one of them. I was one of them. Getting searched illegally by a jump out squad that was sanctioned by a black mayor because he believed that the city in which I live needs to be policed like that. And the crazy thing is that they bring all these white officers in to police the black community. And then you wonder why we have the problem. Because they have bought into the label, they have bought into the lie as well. And the thing is that there's one thing that happens in the academy, there's another thing that happens on the street, and you don't know who these veterans are. And that's the God knows truth. You don't know. You don't know if he's a white supremacist, just like the rookie. You don't know if the person that's putting the manual together is a white supremacist. You just don't know. Just like the prosecutor, just like the lawyers, just like the prison guards, the wardens. You don't know. The judges. You don't know. And I'm here to tell you that it has to start on the church level. Because when we begin to condemn it, and we begin to realize that it's more to it than just the black soul. These black bodies are dying. These black bodies are not coming home to their families. And to sit up here from a pulpit and to say we need to pray without protests. We need to pray without talking to community leaders. There's definitely a problem. You are participating in the silence. You can't sit up here and tell me you believe in deliverance and yet you see this happening and you still okay with staying in the four walls of the church. Please answer me that. You see the spirit of murder and yet you still stay silent and you are a deliverance person. And you ain't willing to go out here? And you ain't willing to use your platform? Now, granted, some of us cannot go out because of Corona. I get it. But you can use your platform. Why is it? Has somebody bought your voice? Are you afraid that if you speak up in this present moment, that it will cut off future engagements and future opportunities? Is that the case? Because if that is the case, let me ask you this. What future members will you have? Because if you look at this generation is going to begin to ask the questions, where was the church at when we needed them to say something about the atrocities that are going on in the street? Now, I know that there is a lot of people that have a lot of problems with Black Lives Matter, the organization. But when it comes to the sane, there should never be a problem with that. Because you see it in scripture. Leaving the 99 to go get the one. If you are a father and you have 5 kids and one of your kids get hurt or one of your kids is out here and he calls and say, hey, I need you. You're going to leave them kids. It's not the fact that you don't love them. You're going to go to the one that's hurt. You're going to go to the one that's asking for you. You're going to go see about that one. Whether it's the oldest, whether it's the middle, whether it's the youngest. You're going to go see. And to sit up here and call ourselves spiritual fathers. And then you condemning some of your sons who have a stirring on the inside, then they know that something needs to be done and something needs to be said, and yet you tell them, nah, that ain't your fight. You tell them that. You are a part of the problem. Yes, I said it. You are a part of the problem. Because your loyalty is more to your idea of what peace is in the church, instead of getting out here and being with the people that need you. That's what outreach is about. That's what evangelism is about. Because the crazy part is that the Bible says, mourn with those who mourn, laugh with those who laugh, weep with those who weep. I'm just paraphrasing scripture. And you know where I'm coming from. So how is it that people can't see Jesus in the midst of a protest? They can see Jesus, especially when they see you. And yeah, they can know that you're a pastor. You don't have to hide that. Because some people need to see their pastor, that their pastor cares about what's happening in the community. Some people need to see a man of God and a prophet that is out there, that is using their platform, or even out there in the protests. Because I look at it like this. If Reverend Al Sharpton can get out there, what's up with you? And that's the God knows truth. And yeah, he's a public figure, a political figure, but he still carries the title Reverend. So my question is, what about you? I'm serious. I was out here. And I'm going to get out here some more. And I'm going to use my platform to talk about these issues, because these are the issues that need to be addressed. We don't have time to wait any longer. How long do we have to wait? We have cried tears. We have prayed prayers. We have did everything that was asked of us. And yet this is still where we are. I'm serious. And at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, just like I asked myself when I was sitting in church, hearing about this, asking myself, man, what are we doing? And I was sitting in a good house. And knowing, I'm like, why isn't nothing being said? Why? I'm being told to come to prayer, but even in prayer, nothing was being said. And the crazy part is that sometimes circumstances and situations, can push people into places that they really don't want to be. And that's the God knows truth. Because some people are definitely being pushed and they don't want to be pushed. But they being pushed and they going with it just to save face. And that's the God knows truth. Because at this point right now, I look at it right now. If we ain't talking about this, if this ain't coming across the pulpit, if this is not coming across cell groups, there is definitely a problem. And Malcolm X said it, Sunday is the most segregated time in America. And when you have a pastor that can say, don't look at white privilege as white privilege, look at it as white blessing, you know there's a problem. You know there's a problem. You know there's a problem when you can have a white man that can say, oh, her father really isn't black. Oh, he's Jamaican. Really? 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 So a white man can tell you what degree of blackness you are. But the crazy part about it, when you go back in time and go back to where the slave masters treated us, you still a nigga. But yet now they being nice. And the crazy part is some of them are being nice, but now, they looking at the fact of, let's call her this, let's call her that. And then they got, the black people saying, oh, she did this, she arrested black men and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just talking about Kamala Harris. So my thing is that we got to stop and really be about our community. Because like I told you, man, Black lives matter. I'm not going to sow into a place, and you need to take your families out of places that are not going to even talk about this issue. That's not even going to address the issue. And that's the God knows truth, because I don't understand how you can call yourself a man of God and not even say, man, that was wrong. But there's some people, they ain't saying shit. They just going to sing their songs, shout, run around the church, and act like nothing ever happened. And then you wonder why you're losing your youth. Because some of your youth are out here in these protests. And they asking the questions, yo, how come the church ain't here? They doing everything else. What about the protests? They giving out food. They helping with the COVID testing. What about the protests? What about Black Lives Matter? So I'm here to tell you right now, man, there has to be a change. I told you guys that in order for this thing to stop, it has to stop at the church level. The church is the one that has to repent, because it came through on our watch. And people look to the church as the moral compass. People look to the church as the example. And when the example stays silent, when the moral compass stays silent, that lets you know that they are okay and that they will be complacent when it comes to the cries of the black community. But yet, let's save these niggers. Save the niggers. Preach, nigga, preach. Just don't say nothing about that Black Lives Matter. Seriously. They love to hear us sing. They love to hear us praise. They love to see our dance. But yet when it comes to our communities, they don't want nothing to do with it. Because like I told you, and like Fred Price said, Apostle Fred Price said, he said this, until there is recognition, there will never be reconciliation. Because why do you think that you have to reconcile with a group of people that you feel like that you are better than? Reconciliation means equality. It means that we are equals. And looking at history, when has the white community ever felt that it was equal to the black community? When was the black community ever equal to the white community? And that's why I have a problem with some of these ignorant ass people that say that black people can be racist. Black people can never be racist. History shows it. Just on real estate shows it. When you look at redlining districts, when you look at the fact that there were men who could fight in the war but still could not live where they wanted to live. Because mortgage companies were not obligated to take those loans. They weren't obligated to honor them. So it doesn't matter if your father had a GI Bill. They weren't obligated to use it or take it. And then the crazy part about it, they'll take you to a sorry ass place around and say, oh, this is the best that we can do. And you see it even now when it comes to showing houses. They'll give you a certain list, and then they'll give white people a certain list. Even when it comes to buying big ticket items like vehicles. You could be a black person and have good credit and still get a fucked up interest rate. So I'm going to tell you, when it comes to that whole notion of black people being racist, it is a lie. We can be prejudiced, but never racist, because the crazy part is that history itself shows you that. When were we ever able to stop people from voting? Matter of fact, black people can't even be racist even in Africa. That's the God knows truth. They could be prejudiced in Africa, but never racist. And some people believe that, man. I'm going to tell you, some people have gotten blind by that daggone black privilege because they were offered it. They were given it by white people. And they are loyal to them. Your loyalty goes to the person that frees you. But a lot of us don't understand. Sometimes we're being freed by our enemies. Yeah, I said it. Some of you are being freed by the enemy, and he's using you to attack your community. And then the crazy part is that you wonder why some black people call you derogatory names like coon, like sellout. Because number one, you're being used by an agenda, by people who are using you to be a talking point to come against black people and the black community in which you came from, instead of helping people get above the scratch line. And the crazy thing is that they will use you like a tool. And once they're done with you, they will make sure that they cancel your platforms. And then they don't even know you no more. Oh, we seeing that. Look what happened to Diamond and Silk. Look what happened to Omarosa. Seriously, look what happened. But at the end of the day, man, where you going to come back to? Seriously. And then I'm going to say this to some of my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters. Yo, where you going to come back to when you done got to the place where you don't even identify with your people and you trying to act like you white? Yeah, I said it. You don't want to identify. And the crazy part about it is that you look down on people because you're able, because you have a privilege and you're upper middle class now. So now you look down on your brothers and sisters. And they're using you. And the crazy part about it is that when you get out of their presence, they make fun of you. Just like they make fun of us. Because I'm telling you, man, shoot, I was in here. I was in a room, and it's crazy because I'm thinking to myself, like, we've all had diversity training. And I was in a room, and the supervisors were in there, all their doors were open, and these guys were gathered around. I mean, man, they was ragging on Mexicans. I mean, just joke after joke after joke after joke after joke. And I mean derogatory shit. And I got to thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, let me get the fuck up out of here, because the thing that angered me the most is that there was no supervisor that said anything. And I got to thinking, yo, if they doing that and talking like that about them, I can imagine what they do when we ain't around. And that's the God knows truth. And then some of them have the audacity to say, well, yo, I don't think that way about black people. I'm like, man, please, if you can talk about another race, I know you can talk about mine. And then have the audacity to say all lives matter, I don't see color. Oh, yes, the hell you do. Yes, the hell you do. Don't sit up here and lie to me and give me that bullshit, I don't see color. Yes, you do. Because if you didn't see color, then you will see what's happening is wrong. And you know it's wrong. And the side that you go with is the side that you represent and the side that you come from. So you're going to say, oh, he should have complied. That wouldn't have went down if he would have just listened. Philando Castile listened. And still got shot. But the thing that angers me the most is that I know that justice can prevail, because when it was a white victim and an officer of color, the officer of color went to jail. And the payout was the largest in the state's history. So yes, I do know that justice can prevail, that justice can do what is right. Because there was no smear campaign against the white woman. But every black victim has had a smear campaign. Every black victim. So don't be surprised when you start hearing about Jacob Blake's criminal record. And that's the God knows truth. But let me ask you this. Are you going to hear about anything about the cop? Are you going to hear anything about the police involved? What's their record? Do they have anything in their files? Because this is what the news media never says. And I'm here to tell you right now, if you don't own the content, if you don't own the media, if you own the media, you control the content. And if you don't own the media, they're going to scratch it. They're going to do whatever they want with it, chop it up, or just get rid of it. And you're starting to see that now, because I'm going to tell you, they okay long as we working for them. You see that with Nick Cannon. Everything was cool. Long as you entertaining us. Soon as you done came out of pocket, now they fire you. That is why we have to have ownership. Because if long as we own it, we can call it, we can put whatever we want out. And that's the God knows truth. And the crazy thing about it is that it seems like, man, they're making him pay the cost. They're making him pay the price. And that's what happens when cancel culture comes into the black community. Because the crazy part is that I didn't see that shit with Michael Richards. Not like that. But you got to get to the place where you're willing to speak your truth regardless of whatever the fuck cancel culture wants to do. Cancel culture can't say shit to Dave Chappelle. I like that. And there's a lot of people that did not like his sticks and stones. There's a lot of people, you know, they get too big for cancel culture. Eddie Murphy is one of them. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if they can get out here and have cancel culture get you, they'll get you. That's the God knows truth. Because it almost happened to Tracy Morgan. And it's a whole lot of other celebrities out here that it almost happened to, and it has happened to. And that's the God knows truth. So you got to realize, man, speak your truth. Because other people are speaking their truth. And the one thing about cancel culture is that, man, they will go as far as they need to go back to cancel you. And that's what happened with Kevin Hart. Somebody got jealous. Somebody got mad that he said some stuff. And here come cancel culture. But my question is, nobody has a right to evolve. Nobody has a right for grace. Nobody has a right, as long as you black, to be forgiven and given a second chance. But you start to see the hypocrisy and the contrast. You're seeing it today. So I'm here to tell you, black community, wake up. Black church people, wake up. If you are in these denominations that are not saying anything about what is happening in the community right now, take your family, take your money, get the fuck out. Yeah, I said it. Just like that. And I dare any pastor that will hear this to try to say that what I'm saying is wrong. Because I'm not telling the people not to worship. I'm telling the people not to worship in a house that's not going to represent them. I'm telling people not to sow and not to finance their own oppression. You can tithe someplace else. You can give someplace else. But you don't have to give to people that are going to stay silent about what's going on around you. I don't care if they sing fucking hill songs all day. And that's the God knows truth. And I'm not bucking shots or taking shots at nobody. All I'm telling you is that, yo, we need to wake up and realize what is happening around us. You grab a man's shirt and you still shoot him, and then we stay silent? Man, please. Every minister should have been on Facebook Live last night or this morning talking about this. But I'm telling you right now, man, you are going to see who's leading you from the future, and you're going to see right now whose mantle is going to get ripped off. Because now it's going to get to the place where now, hey, nobody wants to believe you or follow you because they see the fact that you don't care about them. You don't care about my black skin. You just want me to be saved. I'm going to go down here to somebody that cares not only about my soul, but about my life and about my community. So my question is this: when will it stop? And there are some people that are like, well, where was the outrage? Where was the outrage when the boy got shot? When the little white boy got shot? My prayers go to his family, and I mourn his loss. But justice was served. I don't like what happens. No parent should ever have to bury their child. But how long has justice been denied us? Because I'm going to tell you right now, this is not the same thing. It's not. It's like apples and oranges. And then you wonder why, well, how come where the Black Lives Matter at people now? Man, please, it was Black Lives Matter people that was mourning the loss, sending condolences. But my question is, where are some of you now that you see this and you still say silent, black and white? Because there are some people right now, you got black skin, but your soul is a white supremacist. Your soul is about white privilege. Your soul is white. You got that white gaze because they gave you a level of acceptance. And they're using you as a fucking weapon. And you don't even care as long as they paying you. You don't even care. You're not concerned about your image. You're not concerned about your reputation. You just want that money. And the one thing that I love about 2020, yeah, the prophets were right. This is going to be 2020 vision, because now you are seeing the motivation and the heart of people. Black people, white supremacists, people that have weaponized white privilege, people that have weaponized black privilege. You're seeing it, and it's coming to fruition. You're seeing the fruits of it. You're seeing the manifestation of it in our nation. Because now you're seeing right now that even when it comes to this upcoming election, there are people out here in the local level that just want you to vote for them because they black. I'm not going to vote for you just because you black. I don't even care if you're a black woman. I'm not going to vote for you just because you black. I want to see voting records. I don't understand how the city of Wilmington can take and vote against body cameras that will keep our people safe, and they have a majority white police force that polices the city of Wilmington. You mean to say we can't get no cops of color? You mean to say that nobody wants the assignment, nobody wants that overtime? You mean to tell me that? Because when I last checked, the jump out squad was all white when they was under Jim Baker. And the city council has always been black. Majority of it is black. And yet no body cameras. And yet they signed off on the jump out squad. Because that's where it happens. It happens on the local level. So we have to make sure that we are involved in these local elections. And just do not vote for a person because they're black. They may be black, but they have a white supremacist soul. They may be black but have a white soul and don't even care about the community. I'm serious. Because the one thing that I've seen is this. You can see who really cares about the black community when it comes to where they place their signs. Seriously, especially if it's a black person. Are they knocking on doors? Or are they just going to certain spots? Because there's some people, man, they ain't coming in your hood. And that's the God knows truth. And I'm seeing it, black and white. They'll call you on the phone. They want you to volunteer. But my question is, when you gonna come down and see us? I had to tell somebody that. I'm like, don't just take and want to put a sign on my lawn. When is he coming down here? I need for him to come down here, and I need for him come down in the hood. And that's for any politician. If you want to vote, come down in the hood. Just don't take and get my number off a registry and decide you want to call me or text me. Nah. You want my vote? Come down and see about me. And that's what needs to happen, because we have activists who are out here. We have activists that are running for office. And I love the fact that they're running for office. And God has given me a mandate to create a place where faith and activism can meet. And it's going to be created. But the one thing, man, my soul is not for sale. Neither is my community. And you ain't going to give me no fucking plaque. You ain't going to give me no trophy. You ain't going to throw no money my way to keep me silent. I'm always going to say something. Because the one thing that I realize is this: as long as I stay with God and keep keep, the politicians away from the platform and the pulpit, I'm good. I will always be good. Because it gives me the luxury of talking about both sides. Because the one thing is this: that political office is for a season. What God has given me is a lifetime. And it may be longer than just 4 years. It may be longer than just 2 years. But the one thing I want you guys to realize is this, man. We got to wake up and see who is around us and have some discernment. And I'm serious, man. We have got to get our money together. That's the God knows truth. It starts with the black family, and it also starts with black economics. Because if the black family can't come together, then there's a problem. How are we going to continue the black family legacy and the black family tree if the black man and the black woman can't come together? And there are people out here, man, that have bought into that whole lie. Oh, I don't need no man. I don't need this. I'm like, man, please. I love my sisters, but as bad as you are, you can't show a boy how to be a man. He has to see another man. And that's the God knows truth. He has to see another man. With that being said, guys, I want you to realize and understand this, man, that God is for us. And if God is for us, who can be against us? And that's the God knows truth. So, I gotta get ready to go. Truck Chronicles. I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Walk in the truth that makes you free every day. Follow Brother Leon on all social media outlets.